Greetings, friends. It's Ryan from the Burgers and Fries podcast. Before you get this episode, we just want to let you know about a special offer that's going on over at a great website, tinatbh.com. If you go take a look over there, she's got a lot of awesome stickers that are Bob's Burgers related. One of my favorites is the Halloween Boys for Now sticker, which I totally... I'm going to get a whole bunch of and give them out here at the office. But if you go over to tinatbh.com, she's got a whole bunch of Bob's Burgers related stickers, both characters from the show, some like mashups with different shows. They're really cool. If you go on over there, put in an order, type in the order code TINA10, you'll get 10% off your whole order. It's only good for today, the first download day. That's October 3rd. So go ahead and get that done. Get some stickers, hand them out to your friends, and share the love. And now back to your scheduled podcast.
Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the Burgers and Fries podcast, your Bob's Burgers companion podcast. With you this week, Bryan and Ryan, back for another exciting episode.
Hello, everybody. As I wave to the microphone.
Yes,
hello.
They all saw that.
I hope they did. This is that new microphone technology where there's a camera in the microphone as opposed to a microphone in the camera.
It's the brand new microphonic technology. It's very
it's the
super
iMic.
important. Exactly.
But we're back. We're not talking about microphones. This is not a tech podcast.
This is not a tech podcast.
Though we could probably talk at length about technology too.
We probably could.
We do Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us if it's your first time. If it's not your first time, we've got a backlog of stuff you need to listen to after this one, though, because this might be your favorite episode of Bob's Burgers.
It could be.
It very well could be. It's a good episode.
It is a good episode.
We'll find out after we watch it.
I don't know. It's Louise heavy. I enjoy it. I think
you
it's
do
a lot of
enjoy
fun.
a Louise episode.
I do.
So you I mean, I think this is the first big Louise episode, like full Louise episode of the season, of season 4.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I remember watching this one originally and really enjoying it. And we get more of what I enjoy is characters in different costumes, right? They get away from the day to day. They get into unique, now they're doing pajamas.
Yeah, but they've been in pajamas before, but
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's good to see them not in the same element,
the same drag all day, day in and day out. So, and that's what I think we've talked about before, and we're going to hear me talk about it again and again as we see more world building and more fun animation and the characters in different situations.
Yeah,
is really what it comes down to.
But yeah, season 4, episode 9. The title is Slumber Party.
Woo!
And the synopsis for this episode: in an effort to help socialize Louise, Linda invites 4 of her classmates over for a surprise slumber party. Meanwhile, Bob cooks a burger to catch a renegade raccoon. That's such a small part of the plot, I believe.
Right? Yeah, he's kind of pushed on the back burner for this one.
Yeah, I don't think
that's okay.
It's not really a meanwhile. It's like an afterthought of you should cook this.
Yeah.
For that. But is this the first or second? Is this the first episode with the raccoons or the second episode with the raccoons?
I think this is I think this could be the first episode that we see the raccoons. We've heard about them, but I don't think we've actually seen them.
Yeah, I definitely know we've heard Little King Trashmouth before.
Right, absolutely.
This might be, I think this is, if not, this is also the one with El Diablo, but I don't know if we've seen them before. We very well could have had them before in season 3, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd have to look back at my notes while we're watching. But,
right.
But yeah, we get the return of the raccoons, at least in the mention, definitely in picture.
Right.
So before we get into this real quickly, I was reading, this is coming out this episode's going to be coming out weeks after I read this.
Right.
So just so you know, we are recording this ahead of time.
Yes, we are.
But today on Deadline, they announced that the Bob's Burgers movie was ordered for 2020.
Yep.
Officially. And there was a thread that I was reading of comments regarding some theories of who or what is going to be in the movie. And I hate talking spoilers.
No, I don't want to talk spoilers.
But I want to approach this to you.
Okay.
This was not a spoiler for the movie per se, but it's a character development of sorts. What if Ginger, because Ginger's in this episode, what if Ginger is Jimmy Pesto's ex-wife?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've heard that before this.
I've heard that
brought up before.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I think it was actually on the Bob's Burgers subreddit, and I've heard that as well. I think that's a really clever idea. I don't know if that's true or not. It would be really interesting.
And then that
I'd like
ties
to see
in,
how it goes.
That kind of ties into some character development for Jimmy Pesto and himself.
Yeah, and why he hates Bob so much because his wife is friends with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
It could be.
The whole reason to bring that up is not necessarily spoilers for that, but just we've never seen Ginger. I want to see Ginger. Yeah. We're 8 seasons in, we haven't seen her.
That's true.
When we talked to the writers, they kind of said that that's something that they've wanted to look into.
Kind of flesh out.
Yeah. So who knows if they're saving for the movie. The one thing I hate about when people talk spoilers, though, is if what they say
is that they're never right.
Well, what if this one is right, then it's we guessed it. You know, and there's that air of like superiority.
It's like winning the lottery, even though you didn't know what you were talking about, but you still got it right.
I got it right. I guessed it right. Well, it's just that's one thing I hate about when people talk spoilers is because you either set yourself up to be, I already knew that.
Sure.
Or you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Sure.
And either way, you can't be satisfied with that. But I just thought that's something that's been around for a while, and Ginger's in this episode, and I really want to see Ginger. God damn it.
Yeah.
And I like that they're toying with it. And for a while, you didn't think Ginger was a real person because she would just kind of talk. You'd never hear Ginger. You still don't hear Ginger's voice, but she's just talking to somebody.
Sure.
Sometimes she's talking to her voicemail. What if Ginger doesn't want to talk to you?
Right. I don't know. It seems like they're really good friends because otherwise, Linda would maybe get the hint. I don't know if that wasn't the case, but
Linda's pretty delusional about a lot of things. Yeah. So if nobody ever explicitly says, "Hey, don't talk to me," but in this episode, she's talking to somebody because Ginger mentions things in her life that's happening.
Right. That's true.
But yeah, there's a plethora of guests in this episode. But before we get there, Jennifer Coyle directed, Scott Jacobson wrote it, and we have guest voices for all of Louise's friends. We have Rachel Dratch,
right,
from SNL and other fame. Catherine Hahn, who's been everywhere.
She's been everywhere. Parks and Rec was big for her. She had another movie that she did. Oh, the Bad Moms movie. She was in that. Wasn't she?
She's been in a lot of things. And then Katie Crown does voices. She was one of the voices in Total Drama, the TV show on Cartoon Network. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but I really enjoyed Total Drama.
Yeah.
It was just a cartoon satire on the Survivor shows, all the types of scripted, not scripted really, unscripted quote unquote reality.
Sure.
But yeah, so she voices Harley in this episode. And then Rachel Dratch, I think she's Abby in this episode. Jody or Abby, I don't remember.
Yeah, she's one of the main.
Not Jody. Jody's one of. It's Jody. And then I don't know who Catherine Hahn voices. Must be the other main.
It's got to be another one of the girls. So
this is full of girl power, and of course David Herman is back again, the voice as Mario and Keisuke have both put it, the voice extraordinaire.
Right.
He's everywhere. He voices everything. He's kind of the Keisuke puts it best. If you need somebody to put a voice in, you call him up because he can do
everything.
Lots of different things.
It's amazing how much I'm learning more about him. And you're like, oh, he did that guy?
You're learning things indirectly because we haven't had a conversation with him yet, which we'd love to have a conversation with, but it's just talking to other people.
If we could get her on the podcast, I'd be so happy. He would be. It'd be absolutely amazing.
Okay, Craig.
Yeah, I'd be so happy. Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna leave it here. Mm-hmm. We're gonna head into the episode Slumber Party. Mm-hmm. We're gonna pause the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
We will.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
You better pause too.
I will.
You can watch.
Stop it! Being very rude to your guests, Louise.
Am I, Mom? Let me tell you about my guests. That's Harley.
Whoa, look at this fluffy boa snake. I'm glad it's not a real snake. Can you imagine? It's fake. It's boa.
As in, Harley ever shuts her mouth.
Louise, what are your 10 favorite colors of dogs? Mine are red, brown spots, black, white, orange spots, kind of brown, kind of black, brown spots, red stripes.
And Jody over there, she's so afraid of germs, she's never sat on a toilet seat or any seat. And then there's Abby. She likes to braid.
Stop it! Stop braiding my mops, Abby!
But they look so pretty. And finally, Jessica. Bland, boring Jessica. If she was a spice, she'd be flour. If she were a book, she'd be 2 books.
Oh, yeah, she is boring. Well, you know what? By the end of the night, you're all gonna be good buddies.
Uh-huh.
All right. Oh, I gotta sit up for this. Oh, it's always the worst part. It's always the worst part.
Getting back into podcast.
We need to get
into podcast.
We need to get lapel mics. I can just sit back and just be like,
"Oh man, I know."
Oh, we're done. I can sit
That'd be so dangerous.
We would be the laziest.
We would not have
ever.
proper podcasting posture. We'd probably suffer for it in the long run.
Maybe, or would we benefit?
Sure, why not? So that was the Slumber Party.
It was.
Did you have fun at the Slumber Party?
I did have fun at the Slumber Party. Fashion parties, Slumber Party fashion show.
There you go. That's
looking
what
good
it
from
was.
head to toe.
Yep, fashion parties and Pillow fights. That's what it was.
Yeah, and peeing in the bed.
Peeing in the bed, all up in the. And your mom came in. She peed everywhere. I saw it.
So before we get into the podcast, I want to retract some things we said in our opening.
Yes, let's do that.
This was actually a very good episode for us to mention these things about Ginger.
Yes.
Because unless Ginger was always a friend of Linda's and then married Jimmy Pesto and then got divorced and she kept the friendship on it, and somehow Ginger already has a daughter in a different relationship. I don't think it's Jimmy Pesto's ex-wife. It very well could be.
There's a lot of what ifs.
There could be some retconning in there because it could have been that Ginger. I mean, the first part at least could be feasible. They were friends in school, and then Jimmy married Ginger, but then got divorced, and obviously she'd still be friends with Ginger.
Right.
But the second part about having a daughter going to a slumber party, unless it's with the other marriage, which I don't think it would be, because I don't think they were divorced for very long because they got 4 children.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the same...
Unless maybe she had an affair.
3 children they have.
And then that's why she has a daughter that they know about.
See, now you're doing what ifs into it. Now you're doing into this
That's
thing.
what it's all about, man. It's about having fun and speculating, even though there's absolutely no way that we're right.
And if we are, it'll be fun to see how in which ways we are.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I think we can put the Ginger Pesto thing to rest for at least 2 years until the movie comes out.
The Ginger and Pesto thing can be put to resto.
It can be put to bed like a slumber party.
That's right.
So yeah, slumber party episode. Brian, do you remember any slumber parties that you had, or did you even have slumber parties?
Yeah, they were kind. Yeah, I did. I had a few. Went to a few. I don't know. They were always fine as a kid, but then when you got older, like high school age, I don't know. You kind of just like I don't know. You just want to, you're just hanging out with people. It's like, I'm just gonna sleep here.
Yeah, that's.
But then like you wake up, because I'm too tired to go home, and then you still have to call and let your parents know that where you're gonna be that night, so they don't freak out. But then like waking up the next day, it's like I don't want to hang out here all day because I want to go home and like shower and like brush my teeth because I just feel gross and I don't want to hang out with you all day. I want to go home and like tidy up a little bit.
I guess I had a similar experience a bit to what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think I necessarily had slumber parties growing up. I'd always go over and sleep over at a friend's house. I know there was a while there where I didn't sleep over, and I was kind of like Gene, which we'll get to in season 7. Gene has that sleepover with his friend.
Right.
And he doesn't want to stay over. So he wants to go home because he doesn't like being over. And I was like that a lot, where I'd stay like most of the night, but then I'd be like, no, I got to go home because I was like nervous or anxious or something. And so my parents would have to come get me at like at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning.
Poor little guy.
It was awful. But then I got over that, obviously. And then there would be lots of times.
Oh, you want to sleep at my house tonight?
Sure, why not? It's not like I did that.
Our wives would love that.
Yes. But it was more of just like you had said. I would go. After school, I'd go hang out at a friend's house. I'd stay overnight, but I'd be there longer than a day. I'd always have stuff with me. Like I'd have stuff to like brush teeth and clean up and whatnot. But yeah, there were summers where I would be home. I'd be home less than I would be at friends' houses.
Right.
Just because I'd always be hanging out with my friends playing games, and then I'd go to work, and then I'd go clean up after work, and then go right back over to my friend's house. But I'd spend massive amounts of hours away from home, just because that's where my interests were. You know, anything that I could do at home, I could also do at my friend's house. So why not just be there, and do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were whole summers where that was like that. If I wasn't at somebody's house, I'd be at somebody else's house, and my parents would be like, "No, you got to be home today because we haven't seen you in a week." And it's like, all right, fine, I'll be home, but I'm just going back the next day or 2 days after that or something. But that's part of growing up in a smaller city too. Is that anybody that would have been somebody I would have hung out with was a bike ride away, or like a short, tiny little car drive away. It wasn't very far. But I didn't really have like similar parties like this, not that I can remember at least. And I don't know if that's necessarily more of a girl thing.
I think it might be a girl thing, or at least a little bit more of a girl thing. But here's the thing. I still had a lot, a couple of get-togethers, and maybe it wasn't like with 100 people, but it would be like with like 1 or 2 other of my friends, and we just play video games until we passed out. We'd go to bed, we'd wake up, we'd play more video games until it was time to go home.
Yeah, but that's a slumber party.
Yeah, well, right. I'm not saying it's not a slumber party, but like it didn't it wasn't like let's have planned activities and light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Like we didn't play that, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, then there's also you bring up the South Park slumber party. There's also the Simpsons slumber party, where Lisa has all her friends over and they're doing the magic. I don't know if it's the Magic 8 Ball or no, they did the
The candle
The candle wax, yes.
Yeah, the candle wax thing.
Oh, it's a broom I'm going to be a maid. I think it's this. And then
No, your husband's going to be a janitor.
Yeah, and then Lisa tries to say, no, it's like a torch. You're going to be an Olympic
torch.
And then the wax falls again, and it's the dustpan.
Yeah.
Oh, the wax never lies.
Never lies.
And then,
of course, my favorite from Family Guy, where Meg has her slumber party is, and it seems to be more of a girl story because we have Meg, we have Lisa, and we have Louise.
We also have then Wendy and her slumber party.
Yeah. But my favorite with Family Guy is Peter comes walking down the stairs and he just all of a sudden the stairs give way. He's like, "Oh crap, I'm stuck in the stairs," because he wasn't supposed to be there. Like that was the funny thing.
And then there's also yeah.
And he just falls through the stairs and he's stuck in the stairs because he just like, Dad,
get the Crisco.
You can't embarrass me at the slumber party, and he falls through the stairs. Yeah, I thought that was a really good joke.
Yeah.
Lynn, I don't want a raccoon in our room. I know. I mean, I don't agree, but I understand. More importantly, we need to take care of this fast so I can get this slumber party back on track. There is no slumber party. I drove the slumber party home. There's still one girl here, I think. I know what we can do. What? We could trap El Diablo. With him gone, the king can return.
That's ridiculous. Whoa, you just looked right into my eyes.
See?
Oh my God, he just raised his paw. I think he just gave me the double guns.
We could hire Teddy to help us. He has a live animal trap from the time he thought a squirrel was stealing his mail.
Sure. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Let's put a hat on him.
All right. You hear that, El Diablo? We're coming for you.
All right, let's just keep this a secret from the kids, right? We don't want them coming in here and getting bitten.
Aw, baby's getting rabies.
Never been to an all-female slumber party?
Well,
you know,
it's because you're not Butters dressed up as Margarine.
I'm not Butters dressed up as Margarine, who had to fake his own death by throwing a pig off the roof of the school.
No, Butters!
Oh my God.
He's hungry. Yes,
he
must
to
feed.
Eat. He must feed. Could I just have some SpaghettiOs? Great episode. Great episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we have this. Now we can have like a little slumber party roulette with those episodes.
Well, and what's funny about
what's
funny about that South Park one? I mean, this one's really good too. But what's really fun about the South Park one is the whole setup for this is because they have that stupid little paper thing that's supposed to it tells the future.
The fortune teller.
It's supposed to tell the future. Yeah. And they need to know how it works. They need to know how it works. So they need to get somebody on the inside like Juwanna Mann.
Not like Juwanna Mann, Clyde.
And so they make Butters fake his death to become the girl to go learn how to do this. And he's like, "Can we let's read our fortunes?" Yeah. That's all he wants to do.
Let's just read our fortunes now. Yeah, because he has to steal it. He has to take it back, which he is able to get it. Mm-hmm. But he's so far undercover that everybody thinks that he's dead. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That show.
That was.
Oh,
but
boy.
see, that was peak,
that
was peak South Park. Season 6, Season 7, Season 8. That whole area of South Park.
Where they're not like up their ass with their own messages, to borrow a line from the show, where it's just about the kids just being over the top stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and even that time they were getting into their own messages and everything. Yeah. But this was one of those. It was not about any message other than kids being kids. Yeah. That's all it was.
It was absolutely wonderful, and that's what we have in this episode.
Yeah, this one is just the kids being kids.
Kids being kids.
Louise does not want to have a slumber party.
No, she does not.
She's not somebody who...
She's very antisocial. She doesn't get what Bob says, and she's like, she hasn't even accepted my friend request, and I know she's seen it.
Yeah, she's not one to be very social. She's friends with very few people. She's more friends with her family, which is fine. But I think she feels like she's better than her grade level.
Yeah,
because we do see her hang out with Daryl.
Yeah,
who's older by 1 year because she's in between. Actually, I don't know what grade Daryl is. I think Daryl might be 1 year older than Gene and 1 year less than Tina. We don't really know where Daryl is, but he's not in either of their classes. But she likes regular size Rudy, and I think reluctantly she hangs out with the Pesto twins, who are also her age. But for the most part, she does not associate with people her own age. She's very much, I'm gonna try to be older than I am.
Right.
But she's also not a very girly girl, which we've known from the very first episode of this show. So something like a slumber party is not what she wants to do. She does not want to hang out with girls all night.
No. She's not a very girly girl. She's not very social. She wants to do her own thing. And that, people, to her, her mind is, oh my gosh, people are at a slumber party? No, we're not doing that. Like, my room isn't set up for that. No one's sleeping in my room. It's my room. You don't touch my stuff. That's been Louise so far.
Well, that was like the bed and breakfast with Teddy.
Yeah. Don't go in my room.
Yeah.
My room's off limits. What are you doing in my room? Right? She's very possessive. This is my room. Don't touch my stuff. right?
And
You're not allowed.
But you can even
right?
see that with it's definitely in this episode when we just watched the episode. Who the hell was the girl that went to bed early? Catherine Hahn's character. Jessica goes to bed early, and she goes to Tina's room. Because that's
I think all the girls are setting up in Tina's room because Tina's room is bigger. Because Louise technically sleeps in a closet.
Yeah, so then is Tina just going to thrash in the bed with the parents again?
Maybe. Or maybe she'll thrash on the couch.
No, maybe. That's a little bit ahead of where we are. But I think with this episode particularly, I love that it's Linda trying to get into those stereotypes of a typical slumber party. We need to braid each other's hairs. We need to do these fun activities. Oh, hey, Gene, you need to be the pesky older brother who's pulling on pigtails. Right. And Tina, you need to be the older sister who thinks you're too cool for this thing, and you'd rather be at the mall with your beepers or beeping your friends or whatever she says.
Right. You got beep. You got beep.
And
beep
neither
your friends, which was such a throwback. I have not thought of beepers in years until Linda brought it up.
See, and that's funny because as soon as she brought up beepers, the first thing I thought was Big Bob's beepers from Hey Arnold.
Bob's from Hey Arnold, yeah. And we have Bob's Burgers and we have Big Bob's beepers, yeah. It's a little Bobby.
But neither Gene or Tina want to be those archetypes. They want to be part of it. Like Gene wants to make cupcakes and wants to watch the movies and everything, and so does Tina. But Tina's like, "Well, go watch a movie."
And Tina was doing the fashion show.
Yeah,
But
then they're doing the cupcakes, and she goes. And she's trying to fit into that role of not wanting to be there. And she goes, "Oh, and I go watch a movie with all you kids. Thanks, but no thanks."
But the funny part was that she was there for everything, but she was like up against the wall with one leg up against the wall with her
really
arms
funny,
full, just kind of leaning against the wall like, please, watching a movie with you kids as if. And then Linda's like, Tina, you can watch the movie. Oh, good.
Oh, thank you, good. she wants to be part of it.
Yeah,
she doesn't, it's funny because they're all in different roles than what they should be.
Right.
And that's perfectly fine. That's kind of that we know that's the dynamic of the family for that. But yeah, Louise's whole purpose in this episode is to get her slumber party derailed. To get everybody to go home. She doesn't want to have it. She wants no part of these friends. She tries to tell her mom that these people, she would never hang out with these people, and then she gives them reasons why.
Right.
So she goes, that one's name. So we gotta get introduced to all the friends now. So the first one is Harley, and Louise says it's because she hardly ever shuts up. And so we get a nice little montage of her talking about everything. That was really funny. And I like that she says, "What are your 10 favorite dogs?" And so she starts naming dogs.
Do you have the list of the dogs that she's named?
Let me pull up the list real quick.
Because it's so funny, which you're like, oh, normal dog, normal dog, normal dog, normal dog. And then she says something. I'm not going to ruin it because it's funny. It's funny. The joke is funny in itself.
Yeah, she goes, my favorite dogs are red, brown spots, black, white, orange spots, kind of brown, kind of black, brown spots, red stripes.
What kind of dog do you have with red stripes?
Or red spots.
Or red spots, or orange spots.
And then she goes, and Jody over there, she's so afraid of germs that she never sits on a toilet seat. And so we get a nice little montage of her kind of like sitting, like holding herself up, like to not sit on anything. Except for, Brian noticed this, there was a little bit of a continuity issue where she's sitting on the seat at the dinner table.
The kitchen table or the dinner table, yeah.
Maybe she had a chance to spritz it because she had like a spray, like an aerosol disinfectant spray. Maybe she was able to disinfect that.
Maybe. Because then on the car ride home,
she's holding herself up again.
She's holding herself up, yeah.
No, we've heard before that car is pretty gross, so it could very well be.
Yeah, there's no cleaning that car out.
And then there was Abby, who likes to braid hair.
Yep.
And the only flashback we get of her is she's in the
janitor's
closet braiding the mop heads. Mr. Bronca comes in and yells at her.
Don't braid my, but it's so beautiful now.
And then it's boring, bland Jessica. If she were a spice, she'd be flour.
If she were a book, she'd be 2 books. I love that. I thought that was hilarious.
Linda goes, "Oh yeah, that's boring." So she would never hang out with these people because they're all not who Louise. That's not a friend she would hang out with.
Those insults, I gotta go back to those because those are so great. Those insults are amazing. She's so boring. If she was a spice, she'd be flour. If she were a book, she'd be 2 books.
And then, oh yeah, she is boring. Linda agreed with that.
Those are so good. Who wrote the episode?
I just had it up. Let me pull it up again.
Because I need to give a shout out to that person.
I think it was Jacob. I think it was Jacobson.
Okay. Because those jokes were...
Scott Jacobson.
Those jokes were amazing.
I mean, it wasn't just him who wrote it, of course.
Correct.
It was the crew.
He's the one that gets the credit, but it was a team effort. But yeah, this episode was absolutely amazing.
So then they're doing the fashion show. So we'll go through the activities now. And actually, this is the way that we're doing this episode is actually the way I would love to do all our episodes. We're just kind of off the cuff.
Yeah, that's
kind of
fine.
It's good that, and this is an episode that warrants this kind of structure.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to talk about the activities that they did.
Yeah.
So the first one was the fashion show, which we had the song that they wrote at the end of the episode.
Right.
Slumber party fashion show. And they're all kind of doing their fashion show. And like you had said, Tina wants to be a part of it. I think it was Abby,
She really does.
who's got the heels on, and she falls over. And oh, my ankle, my ankle.
Yeah, because she's got the heels on, and she just rolls her ankle, and Louise is like, oh, that's a lawsuit.
And then after that, they're making cupcakes.
Uh-huh. In the kitchen. And this is when Louise gets rid of guest number 1. Rachel Dratch's character.
Yeah, because she says that she has, like, I'll have to put it in, but she makes up a bunch of things about what her mom has for diseases, and something about, like...
Because she knows she's a germaphobe.
Yeah.
And she just starts making up a bunch of infections that her mom has, which is, like, something, oh boy, whooping butt, and something with her hands, sewer palms, and something hands. I can't remember, but yeah, those are 2 of the 3. And then they pan to Linda.
Yeah, strep thumb, sewer palm, whooping butt is in remission.
Whooping butt is in remission. And then they show Linda with the sprinkles for the cupcakes. And
I love sprinkles.
Which is not what you do. You don't just dig your hands in with the sprinkles and just let them run through your fingers like sand. But that's what Linda does. And that would gross me out too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not using... I wouldn't
Exactly.
leave, I wouldn't leave
No.
I wouldn't leave the slumber party, but I would not be using any sprinkles on my cupcakes.
Sprinkles would not have been on
None
my
whatsoever.
cupcake either.
That was disgusting. You don't just sit there and dig in there like it's sand. Gross. Absolutely gross.
Yeah. So she gets one down. The second one, there are 2 more that leave after that during the movie. So after Sprinkles, it's movie time, and they're watching some twin movie. I forget what it's called.
I don't know, but they named the city Cincinnati.
Two twins who live in Cincinnati. Is what the movie's called.
Which they can't call it Twin Cincinnati because they saved that joke for later in the episode.
Yeah, 2 twins who live in Cincinnati. And then like something about how they're like there's on the cover there must have been like something about them eating chili on spaghetti, and Jean goes, "Ooh, sounds twinteresting."
Yeah.
And that's when Tina makes her joke. So they're gonna sit and watch the movie, and this is where so then they're gonna watch the movie, and this is where the other 2 more leave. So Harley and Jody leave. Oh no, Harley and Abby leave.
Yep.
Because
Louise,
he's like, please stop talking, because so Jean's getting upset that people are talking.
Right.
Please stop talking. You're ruining the montage.
Right.
And
Louise
makes up something about how Jean gets sensitive around twins because he had a twin. Because he has a twin.
He has a twin.
He has a twin, George, that lives in the basement.
The mom lets him out later to air out his hump and his stump.
Yes.
Sorry about my brother. He gets a little sensitive when twins come up.
Why?
Jean has a twin, George. He lives in the basement.
In the basement?
You'll probably see George later. Mom lets him out at night so he can air out his hump and his stump.
I don't know if I want to meet him.
Oh, of course you do. But when he's up here, just don't blink.
Huh?
If you blink, he goes crazy.
Oh.
Also, he speaks in farts. And even if you think farts are funny, because they are, just please do not laugh. Because I laughed once.
Yeah.
And he bit off a piece of my butt.
What?
That's why I'm sitting like this, because I don't have 2 butt cheeks to sit on.
Is that why you dance weird in dance class?
Shut up, Harley.
And then so Harley's like, I don't know if I want to meet this guy. And he goes, oh, of course you do. But when he's up here, just don't blink.
Right.
Because if you blink, he goes crazy. And apparently he speaks in farts. and
we know farts are
and
funny.
Don't laugh.
Because they are, but don't laugh because then he bit off my butt one time.
He bit off my butt.
And that's why I can't sit normal. And then she goes, is that why you dance weird in dance class? And then Louise's face
just goes straight.
Just kind of changes. And you go, shut up, Harley.
So then Linda's going to deal with something with one of the raccoons. And she goes, it's not a wild animal or anything. And so, of course, she's been played up that Harley's been played up that this is George, and she goes, well, I want to go. And so,
and Bob's like, I just got back from bringing the other girl home.
Does anybody else want to go?
Anybody else want to go? And then
Abby
asks, thank you, because I wasn't gonna say, I was gonna say the other girl. Abby asks, well, is there any chance of me braiding it, or can I? Are you? I don't know.
You ever gonna let me braid your hair?
Yes, thank you. Are you ever gonna let me braid your hair? And then she goes, not a chance. And it's like, okay, I can go now. That's the only reason she wanted to go, because she wanted to braid somebody's hair.
Yeah.
And if the other 2 girls are gone, No one's hair is gonna get braided. Why is she sticking around?
Yeah.
Right.
But she does get to braid Bob's hair.
She does get to braid Bob's hair on the way back on the front part, not the back part.
Oh, she did both.
She braids
She did the front and the back.
I thought she just had the front done.
Regardless, she does his
Yeah.
Hair. Well,
Yeah.
because he probably has a bald spot in the back. You can't do his back.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
You got
so
the
she
front
braids
part.
something, and he likes it. Bob's like, I think it looks good.
I'm surprised he had that much to braid.
So the last one then is Jessica. And they kind of forget about Jessica because she went to bed early.
Right.
And she's there because she has a secret. And she doesn't want it exposed.
Mm-hmm.
So as it turns out, Jessica's a bedwetter.
Well, I like when Louise goes in to get her. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay, Jessica, party's over. And she flips open the covers to find out a walkie-talkie, which is a Gucci Kopi walkie-talkie.
Mm-hmm. Which is, it's Louise's walkie-talkie.
Right.
And their whole dynamic, you can already see that they would probably get along if Louise gave her a chance, because she's being mysterious. You can't be boring and mysterious, she says.
Right.
But she's being very cryptic about things that are going on. And she's like, I can't leave until I find this, and you're a piece of butt. They kind of trade barbs at each other.
Right.
And they finally catch up finally catch up in the living room, and they have a pillow fight over, just please go. I want to go, and she's like, I can't go until I get my thing. I really like this moment because Jean gets pulled first by Jessica to be a human shield, and then Tina's grabbed by Louise, and Tina goes, hey, Jean, it's your first time being a human shield?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, it's my third. You're doing a good job.
You're doing a good job. You're doing great. Like, when has that ever happened to Tina, and why have we not seen those episodes where she's been used as a human shield 2 other times before?
Yeah. And then, so finally they get into the bathroom after they've had their fight, and the raccoon's in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So we'll get to the raccoon story a little bit after this.
Yep.
And it turns out the raccoon has Jessica's wet underpants, her night
pajama
bottoms. And so that's the whole reason Jessica doesn't like. So then Jessica's like, fine, I guess I'll go because now you know my secret.
Right.
And Louise is like, I'm not a narc. I'm not going to tell on you. Why'd you even come if you wet your bed? And she goes, well, my mom forced me. So they kind of bond over having moms that are completely clueless as to what their youngest kids want.
But they unknowingly bonded before, though, because Louise is so cryptic and secretive, and the other girl picked her room and stole her walkie-talkie, hid throughout the house, outsmarted her every step of the way, got into a huge pillow fight that pretty much came to a draw. Louise essentially met her match.
It would have kept going if it wasn't for the raccoon.
Right. Right, so Louise met her match, and it was great because, Louise, at that point, knowing, oh, my mom made me come, and Louise is like, oh my god, like, I totally get it.
And she goes, oh yeah, tell me about having a mom like that. Just kidding, I know how that is.
Yeah.
I just want to mention, you said that she picked a room. Just that whole exchange between the two of them was really funny. Because she go,
it was great.
You picked my lock. It practically picked itself. Well, you pick yourself. You pick your nose. You pick your butt. You pick your nose because you think your face is a butt, and you should think that.
Yeah, it was really great.
But yeah, that just shows you that she's found her match in a person of her own age.
Right.
But that kind of ends the slumber party. She stays over. She's like, hey, it's, Bob's like, oh, I guess she's gonna have to go home now too. And Louise says, no, you can, she can stay. It's a party, right? And then of course Linda thinks that she's won. She's like, ha, you've made a friend at this party, which is just, that's not what Louise wants to have heard.
Wait, you seriously don't know what I'm talking about?
No, but now I kind of want to know.
Well, I can't leave until I find what I'm looking for. So let's just play it cool and respect each other's situations.
Okay, I'll respect your situation right here in the closet! Ah! Wait a second. These walkie-talkies were in my bedroom.
Oh yeah, your bedroom. It's nice in there.
You picked my lock?
It practically picked itself.
You pick yourself! You pick your nose!
You pick your butt!
You pick your nose because you think your face is a butt and you should think that! Ah!
But that kind of ends that part.
It does end that part.
But while the summer party's going on, we have another kind of situation happening in the household.
We do.
Dealing with...
It's a very citrus situation.
Dealing with little King Trashmouth and his nemesis, El Diablo.
Right.
So, you want to take this part?
So, in the beginning of the episode, we have Linda checking out, in the very beginning of the episode.
She's on the phone with Ginger.
Yeah. And she's describing what's going on out in her dumpster where the raccoons are going and eating everything. And then we have little King Trashmouth, which has been named by Linda. And he's eating and foraging, and then all of a sudden the other raccoon comes out, the big one that she calls El Diablo, comes in and forces little King Trashmouth away, and Linda feels a little sorry for him. So we find out later when Bob comes back from letting off the girl who braids hairs, voiced by Rachel Dratch, from letting her
Harley.
back. Harley, thank
Not
you.
Harley.
No, not Harley.
Jody.
Jody. From bringing Jody home, then we bring, and then Linda brings Bob into the bedroom to find that there is a raccoon that Linda let into the house. The raccoon under the bed. It's little King Trashmouth. Under the bed. And Bob's like, well, you can't let him in here. This is ridiculous. Like, why are you doing this? And there's like, oh, he's looking into his eyes. He's looking right into my eyes. Oh my gosh. He waved his paws at me. I think he just gave me the double guns. Oh my gosh, let's put a hat on him. And just like that, Bob did not care about having the raccoon in the house.
Well, the way that Linda explains it, she goes, we're harboring a royal fugitive.
Yeah.
Because it's a king.
And you're like, what is going on? Yeah. Which I thought was really funny. And then they're like, okay, great, let's do all these things. And Bob's really into it. And they want to make him something. And Bob closes the door, but he doesn't quite close the door. And then the raccoon gets out. And that's when we get to see the raccoon in the tub.
Did you mention, I don't think you said why they're harboring the fugitive, though.
Oh, because El Diablo kicked him out of the trash dump.
Yep.
And the trash heap.
El
And
Diablo
Linda felt bad
El
for him.
Diablo was being an El asshole.
Right. And so Linda felt bad for him and let him in the house. And then we pick up with Little King Trashmouth later in the episode when the girls are having their pillow fight and it leads into the bathroom. And then we have Little King Trashmouth kind of being broomed out of the house by Bob. He's coming down the stairs. And then Linda pours a big a serving of wine into a little water dish outside for Little King Trashmouth.
So how'd they get rid of El Diablo, though?
So yeah, you're right. Then there's a little more side story there.
Yep. So you have to get rid of. So the whole reason they brought the fugitive in was because you said El Diablo took over. So now they need to get rid of El Diablo in order for Little King Trashmouth to take back his kingdom.
So what happens is they borrow a trap from Teddy, and Teddy and Linda convince Bob that he has to make a burger to capture El Diablo. Like, you have to do it. And Bob's like, I'm not going to make a burger for a raccoon.
So first they called Teddy over to bring his trap. He's got a rat trap, or like a big
critter trap.
No, because he needed it for something.
Right. It's a live trap too. It's not one that's going to kill him. It's just going to trap him, and then you drive him somewhere, and then you release him.
And so to get El Diablo into the trap, they say you should make a burger.
Right.
And Bob's like, I'm not going to make a burger for him.
I'm not going to make a burger for a raccoon.
And so Teddy, trying to play into what would make Bob maybe interested in making burgers. You can even name the burger, Bob. You can call it
They were really good burgers too.
The medium snare burger, and then he starts laughing at his own burger, like Bob would do.
Right. And then, no, you can call it the Cajun burger because it's going to be in a cage. Yeah.
And he goes, fine, I'll make a burger, but I'm not naming it.
I'm not going to name it. And he goes and makes a burger. And then Teddy gives him crap. And then they put the burger. You put the burger in there, Bobby. Why isn't it going after burger? You didn't cook it well enough, Bobby. You didn't cook it well. Oh, no. He's eating it now. You're fine.
Yeah, but again, Teddy to never waste a second with Bob is continually making comment and commentary and conversation.
Right.
And pretty much says, oh yeah, he's not eating it. Oh yeah, he's eating it.
Oh, he's eating it now. You're fine, Bob.
Oh, he's in the trap.
It's good.
So they trap him. They push out Little King Trashmouth, and that's when you had.
Yep, where she pours the wine into the little bowl and whispers like "Drink responsibly, King" or something like that. And then the episode ends with our original song of Slumber Party Fashion Show,
looking good from head to toe. And then you can see the girls in the background doing the fashion show.
Yep, with all the different outfits. And yeah, that's the end of the episode right there. Because the end credits happen. There's no more episode after that.
Nope. But we get some nice character development from for Louise.
Very nice character development for Louise. We get to see her classmates. And we get to see the back alley a little bit with the nature show that's kind of going on with the raccoons. So that's our little bit of world building, a little bit of development in the show overall.
I feel like we've seen. I didn't look it up while we were watching, and I should have. I don't remember if we saw Little King. I swear we've seen Little King Trashmouth before. Yeah, because he's first mentioned in Two for Tina.
Okay, he's mentioned, right? But I don't think.
He first appeared. Yeah, he first appears in Summer Party for the first one. We have heard him before.
Right. That much I knew. I don't think
because he says because they make mention of I think they make mention of like having a chaperone king, and he's like, well, there won't be a chaperone king, and then Linda goes, well, there wasn't an back alley king till I crowned Little King Trashmouth. So Linda just loves to name things and build. She's building her own world within this world.
Basically, yeah. She's having a good time. She really enjoys everything that's going on within her own little world. Absolutely. So, that's going to do for the episode. Was there anything you wanted to mention before we kind of get into our ratings besides how awesome this episode was?
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
We did talk about everything.
We really did, yeah. Oh, gosh, one of the best lines that we didn't mention is that Linda, Bob was in the bathroom using the bathroom, and Linda goes in.
Oh,
like,
yes!
Bob, yeah. And Bob goes, and then Linda's like, "Oh, geez, Bob." He's like, "Yeah, sorry." You know, and,
Don't tell the kid.
don't
tell the kids.
Don't tell the
you
kids.
did that next to their
And
shirt.
she goes, especially the one that's afraid of germs. And he's like, "Well, like I won't tell him, but if she asks me, I'm not gonna lie to her."
Yes,
which was so gross. I thought that was really funny. I like that line a lot. So I wanted to make sure that we mentioned that.
And then again, didn't have a burger of the day.
No,
we did have the two fake burgers that
Teddy made up.
Teddy made up,
which were really good.
But the storefront was taking it to the streets, tank top shop, which is just a play on taking it to the streets. And then the pest control truck was you never call, you never rat, which I guess is a play on you never call and you never write.
Maybe, probably, yeah.
Which that's okay. I still like last week's better. The sugar and spice and a lot of dead mice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, no burger of the day on this one because it was all
in the upper part of the house.
Yeah, I mean it took place over 2 days.
Yeah,
but it was we never saw the restaurant. It was just here's them eating dinner one night before, and then the day after, or maybe even just a couple days after, here it is slumber party time.
That's right.
Surprise slumber party time at that.
Yep. So I think we're good here. We're going to pause the episode, leave you guys with a fun little snippet of the episode.
Sure.
And we're going to be back with some numbers, with some ratings.
I came as quickly as I could. Is it true? Was the king deposed?
Yep, there's the bastard now.
Hey, look at him. El Diablo.
When did you both become crazy raccoon people?
Linda's been telling me stories about these little guys. It's like I'm part of their magical world.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's set up the trap and get this over with.
What are we gonna bait it with?
Huh?
The bait.
Bobby, you can make him a burger.
Burger, yeah.
You won't be able to resist.
Right.
Oh, guys, I don't want to make a burger for a raccoon.
Please, Bobby. You can even name it like you like to do.
You call it a medium snare burger. Right? No, wait. The Cajun burger. Get it? Because he's gonna be in a cage?
Fine, I'll do it, but I'm not naming it.
Oh, good. All right. Yay, Bobby. Thank you.
Medium snare burger. Right, Bob?
Hey, we're back.
Woo-woo!
Hey, final part of the episode for us today. And then we'll be back next week.
Maybe.
But before we even get ahead of ourselves there,
yeah,
we have to talk about the ratings.
We have to talk about where this episode lies in season 4.
Yes. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty good. I haven't heard your ratings yet.
You have not.
You've heard both of ours, but we're gonna put 2 minutes. We're gonna put 2 minutes on the clock, and we're gonna go from there.
Okay.
So let's see where this episode lands.
Okay,
you ready? Go.
All right. This episode, fun stuff. Tank top shop.
Yep.
And the you don't call, you don't rat.
Right.
And no burgers. I gave it 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was underwhelming. It was just like the last episode for me. It was just kind of underwhelming. It was still above average though, just given that I love the credit sequence with the animation and everything, but still, just kind of was decent.
Right.
I would never go to the tank top shops. I don't wear tank tops. You don't call, you don't rat. Just whatever.
Yeah, tank tops for me would be weird. I'm gonna give it a 7 though. I did like the 2 burgers that Teddy said, and I love the ending sequence with the little fashion show.
Sure. Story I gave a 9.
Okay.
It was a very good story, excellent story.
Yes.
And it didn't even require a B story because everything was just kind of. I mean, there was a small B story with the raccoons, but otherwise, it's a very well written story about a teenage slumber, or about a preteen slumber party.
Absolutely. I gave the story a 9 as well. I thought it was fantastic, very well put together, and overall, I enjoyed it tremendously. So give it a 9.
Humor, I definitely gave it a 10. It was a masterpiece in comedy, just with all the fun lines that there were in this episode. Every character had something fun to do and something fun to say.
Yes.
And that's rare when that happens.
Yeah,
so.
we missed a great. I gave it a 10 as well. We missed another great Gene line when we were talking about before when Gene's like, oh, if I can't participate in the cupcake thing, what do I do? Oh, you're the older brother who's just being mean to everybody else, who goes and pulls everybody's pigtails. And so then Gene walks over to Louise, and Louise is like, no, not happening. And then so Gene walks over to one of her friends and starts pulling her hair. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to do this, but it's my job. I'm trying to have fun with it.
Yes.
She's pulling her hair. I thought that was a good joke, too, so I gave it a 10.
Yeah. And then other, I gave an 8. Again, the Summer Party Fashion Show. We had some great voice work here with all the characters and everything. But it gets an 8 for me.
Other I gave in 8 as well. Hey, look at that. So yeah, gave it an 8. Thought it was wonderful. Love the sprinkle animation.
Sprinkles.
And I love the pillow fight scene animated as well. So gave it an 8.
All right. So that's 8.7 or 8.6 for myself, 8.8 for you.
Yeah.
8.7 overall. I think that's our highest episode of season
Big hefty
4 now.
episode.
That beats out Fortnite.
Sure.
Which was a holiday episode, which are hard to beat, but this one definitely
Fortnite
did it.
wasn't a holiday episode.
Yeah, Fortnite was the Halloween episode.
Halloween?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Well,
So
I
you
didn't
review
do it. I
it.
didn't record it with you.
Jeff and I who did that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the Halloween episode where they're in the fort. The fort before with the first introduction of Millie and Dust Bunny.
Oh, that one. I thought that was the one where they went like white water rafting and they got lost in the...
No, that's the first. That's a river runs through Bob.
Yeah,
That was with Case K.
yeah. That's the one. Okay,
That was my
okay.
Case K in my episode.
Yeah. Oh, man, I missed... Oh, God, I missed that one. Okay.
You
Yeah, I'll have to
missed-
go back and watch those.
You will.
Yeah.
We need your posthumous...
'Cause I was on vacation.
ratings. But yeah, that's definitely... I think that puts it at... I think it beats out Fortnite. If not, it's tied with Fortnite. But it's definitely This was a great episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's back to what I feel like Bob's Burgers in master form is.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of good episodes, and what happens with some of these episodes is they just start to feel, and I don't mean this in a bad way, they just start to kind of feel the same. It's like Bryan and I often talk about how the Marvel movie is pretty much stuck at a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because they know how to make a competent movie, they know how to make a decent movie, but it just never wows me.
Right.
And I don't feel like it needs to be. It can't be like a mediocre movie in the sense that a 5 out of 10 it means that it's just kind of in the middle, because they are still decent movies, but you just kind of get numb to the fact that there could be something special in there. You just don't notice it.
Sure.
But with this episode, we did notice what was very special.
There's a lot of
about
special things. There was a lot of great jokes. Everything was very quick, but in a good way. It wasn't quick that you missed it, but it was quick because the next joke was right around the corner. The next little bit of story, maybe there's a tiny little bit of story to get you to the next joke, and it worked very well. It was a very well put together episode.
Yeah, I feel like I need to go watch some late season Simpsons to detox off of what a good show looks like.
Yeah.
To kind of help me remind myself there could be worse. I mean, I did watch Disenchanted, and that was not great. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But there's a review that I read that said it best when it said that when you have 3 characters that are the same type of character, or there's nothing really antagonizing about them.
Sure.
It makes for not a great show. Whereas with this, with the Bob Burgers, you know, when you've got 3 characters in Tina and Gene and Louise, they may have similar opinions, but there is always going to be, you know, somebody who doesn't necessarily want to go along with their plan. There's going to be somebody who's going to be that, well, we shouldn't do this type thing if it's going to be a grand scheme of something. Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice that they had to have that in this episode, in the show. So
I loved it. I thought it was a great episode. I was really glad that it held up to my expectations from my memories of it. So
memories.
So that's gonna do it for us here. We are again so grateful that you joined us.
Yeah. Don't tune out for next week. Do you know what next week's episode is?
That's season 4, episode 10.
You're on the ball.
I am on the ball.
Presto Tina-O.
Oh, she's the magician and gets Jimmy Jr. to be her assistant.
No, it's still
other way around. Yeah. No,
Jimmy Jr.'s the dancing magician, and she's gonna want to be his assistant,
okay.
but she doesn't like the way he does the magic, so she becomes her own magician.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
And
that's good. It's good. Yeah. I remember bits and pieces, so it's gonna be interesting to see my feelings on that one. So.
And it's the one with the magician's discount with Bob, who gets cursed supposedly by the magician.
So thanks again to everybody for listening to us. If you really, really like us, don't forget we do have a Patreon. Even $1 a month goes a long way to help us get new equipment, to help us do this more full time, to get us into what we want to do and get more of our podcast universe kind of created. So you can find us anywhere that you found us today, really. Anywhere that podcast happened. If you're listening to us today, just keep doing that on the same place that you're listening to your podcast.
You keep doing you, and where you're doing it, because we don't care where you listen, so long as you listen and you're enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, let us know. We've got Twitter and Instagram up, so you can go ahead and just kind of say, forget you guys, we don't want to listen to you anymore. And let us know.
That'd be so sad.
We would try to accommodate you and what we might be lacking.
I'd be incredibly sad. So
yeah, we are open to change. We don't necessarily need to keep doing the same episode type every week, but if something you'd like to hear, something you'd like to hear more of, we can do. We will gladly look into it. We will
gladly accommodate as best we can. We're going to have some more giveaways coming up in the future, so stay tuned. Last time we gave away the Bob's Burgers Cookbook. Maybe we'll do it again. For another lucky listener.
Maybe we'll find something
else fun to give away.
The other day, for Extra Life Marathon, I was showing Brian, we found that they'd released the series 2 of the Bob's Burgers little Chirobot minifigs.
Yeah, but it's a grab box, right? Is that
they're Mr. Blind Bags, blind boxes.
Blind bags, thank you. Yeah.
So you get. I mean, they had a series 1, which I completely forgot about, or maybe it wasn't out when we started doing the episode.
Right.
Now
but you got Tammy and you got Bob from.
So we got Tammy, we got Bob from A River Runs Through Bob, and then we also got Mort. And it's really funny because the Mort is like some assembly required Mort. Yeah. So you have to put his toupee on and you have to put his glasses on, and maybe we'll take a picture.
We should put a picture.
We'll put a picture up. It'll already be up by the time you hear this episode. But he looks really weird without glasses or toupee.
It's really fun. But you have to do one before and then one after.
So I pulled him out, and I'm looking at him like, this looks like Principal. This looks like Superintendent Chalmers or something. Because it was just like just a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
And Sarah right away saw it. She's like, "No, it's Mort."
Yeah.
Like, it's not Mort. And then of course, I look at it closer. And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, she's right. It's Mort." Why does Mort not have his toupee on?
Yeah. So those figures are fun. Maybe we'll give some of those figures away. I think if anybody's interested, maybe we can do another listener preview.
What I'm trying to do is find a case, and we can maybe do an opening of that.
That'd be nuts. That'd be a lot of fun.
I can't find like just a whole case to purchase. Yeah. I have to buy the boxes individually, that's way more than what a case would be.
Yeah. You can figure it out. You're a crafty guy. Just look for whoever's shipping them out, whoever's producing them. So.
Well, I did. I went to their website, but they're only selling them individually, unless you're like a hobby shop. So maybe maybe I could go to like the comic book shop. Big. Hey, what?
Yeah, there you go.
If I want to buy a case, how much is your? I'll pay a little bit more than what you normally would pay for. But
now you're thinking. So. That's going to do it for us today. Again, thanks to all the listeners. We are out in social media. Come find us. Again, we are Burgers and Fries Podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Ryan. Don't you tell me no lies.
Burgers and Fries.